The next method to discuss, you've probably heard the ads. You can learn like a child naturally and speak fluently. It's called immersion. There are two basic problems with it. The first problem is that immersion only works if you're talking about someone under 13 who's living in a family that speaks the language, and even preferably in the country that speaks the language. If you try doing so-called immersion with children in a classroom for 2 hours a day, 5 hours a week, 5 days a week, it's just not enough. So what do they really do? The Army schools boast about the results they get. The Army schools are really doing intensive mim-mem with additional exercises that they throw in at the end. That's what Rosetta Stone does. Talk with a native speaker for a half hour at the end of your memorization course. It all really just doesn't completely work. Now, there are some people who will learn from it to some extent. I've heard people say, oh, I really learned Rosetta Stone, like the one person who advertises for Rosetta Stone, how wonderfully it's the only method for her. The fact is that these people take the Army schools, they study for a year and a half intensively, 7 hours a day, doing all the stuff with variations that should give them creativity, but they really don't get that far. It's an imitation of immersion, and by using tapes and fixed conversations, and they imitate and simulate some facsimile of spontaneous conversation, which just isn't spontaneous because it's always based on the limitation that they're using memorized conversations, and their ability to be creative, their ability to go beyond to make up new sentences for what they want to say will always be very, very limited. That's it.